Well, good afternoon. Sunday, 11th February 2024. Right, what we are looking at is, well, they could be green worms, couldn't they? But what they're actually are leeks. And the type of leek that these are is a, what's it called properly? I can't read my own writing. I wrote a label. There's summer. Ah, yeah, there we are. Grolongate. Long, fat leeks for summer. And I planted or seeded these on the 28th of January. The packet said I could. I thought that was a bit early, but the packet said that was okay. So that's what we did. And as you can see, they are beginning to sprout. What I think I'm trying to do, and I never really know what I'm trying to do, but what I think I'm trying to do is encourage those of you that have never gardened to give it a go. Now, something that I discovered a long time ago was there's a lot of people who will say, oh, I don't know how to. Now, how do we put this politely? Oh, stuff it, we're not going to put it politely. That is nonsense. Of course you know how to. What you do is you go to a garden centre with a lot of money and you buy lots of packets of seeds and you buy plastic trays and you buy bags of dirt, compost, growing medium. They do prefer to call it growing medium. And then you read all of the instructions on the back. Oh, it's all in French, that's awkward. And at the end of the growing season, you will have perfect, no you won't, you'll have a mixed bunch of vegetables. Some will be incredibly pleasing, some will be eaten by caterpillars, but give it a go. You don't need to do all of the expensive and clever stuff. What we're looking for is just getting something out of the dirt, something that you can eat. You can go the very high-tech sort of route, and you can, of course, there is absolutely nothing wrong with making engineered grids for planting seeds exactly at the right spaces and things like that. That's one approach to it. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not what I do. My pal Francois, he takes a very technical approach to it because he isn't actually after the vegetables, he's after the seed. And he keeps incredible diaries on what the soil is, because he certifies his seeds are certified as bio. So he keeps a diary of exactly what the composition of the compost was and exactly what the variety was and the date that he planted it and how often he watered it. And he puts labels and everything, because when he sells seed, he needs to put a name on the seed that he sells. Now, we can say leeks, or we can give it the variety name. I went mad this year and bought several packets of seed. I tend not to do that very often. So they're different types of leeks, and they have different planting instructions because they are optimised for different things. The ones that I'm going to be popping in this growing medium, dirt, are these poireaux, that's the French word for leek, Grow long d'été de. And the packet tells us all we need to know. We can seed them January, February, March, April, May. And you can start eating them in June and July. I don't know why you can't eat them in August. And it tells you how deep to plant them and how the rows should be arranged and things like that. Well, okay. The first thing to note is that I'm not using an expensive shop-bought plastic seed tray. What I'm using is, it's actually a tray that some meat came in. So I cooked the meat and had that for me dinner, washed the tray out so the tray is free. The growing medium, I confess I bought, but I bought it when it was on special offer. One thing that I will say, if you're going to be doing this sort of stuff, you want to just squeeze the dirt down a bit and give it a nice flat surface before you throw the seed on. And then put the seed in the palm of your left hand. Why your left hand? Because I'm right-handed. Put it in the palm of your hand. Fold the remainder of the packet up. And this is what leek seed looks like. Incidentally, when it's like this, you cannot tell the difference between leek, onion, what else? Garlic. The seed looks identical. Chives look identical. So if you're going to be selling seed, you need to make sure you know what goes in the packet, because if I want leeks and you sell me a packet and say, oh, they're leeks, and they're not, they're onions, I'll be annoyed, won't I? We'll send the boys round. So that's what leek seed looks like. And what we're going to do with the index and thumb of my right hand is I'm going to pinch those and just sprinkle them on the dirt. And at this stage, for indoor planting, you can plant them fairly thick, because we're going to be separating them out when we plant them out into the garden. If you're planting direct into the garden, you might want to thin them out a bit before you sow them a bit thinner. And for what I'm doing, that density is fine, because what we're going to do now is put a fine layer of growing medium on this, press it down, and then we're going to give it a little drink. And there we are. Now, I see a lot of people in the garden centre, and they really do buy plastic trays. And a plastic tray that sort of size is going to cost you about €2.50. Yeah, okay. Why not use free ones? There's no reason for not using free ones. I will be using these. I don't recommend using clear see-through ones, because just like people, plants don't like all their undercarriage being on display to the whole world. But for what I'm going to be doing, they will be just right for growing one-off tomatoes. I'll be putting one tomato seed in those later in the year. What else have we got? Well, we've got leeks, we know about those. We've got carrots, and the packet tells me that I've got to seed these in March, which is fine. These were an expensive carrot, so I'm rather hoping that they will be good. I hope they will be. People looked at me when I said I bought carrot seeds, and they told me that I'm mad because the dirt here in my garden is just no good whatsoever for carrots. But that's why I was mulching in fumier de cheval. Is there a polite way of putting that? No. Well-rotted horse stable manure and sand. Because having been told you can't grow carrots in my garden, well, we're going to give it a go, see what they end up like.